morning, everyone. Today, hi, I'm Callie with Jemminz. It helps to introduce myself, doesn't it? It's one of those mornings. Somewhere I lost my coffee in the house. I've been running around doing all kinds of stuff this morning. Anyway, today we're going to talk about our failed soap, Jasmine, that we had. About a month ago, I did Jasmine, and for whatever reason, the batter completely failed on me, and I only ended up with half the batter because I was able to save some of it. But today we're going to recreate that. And I have the original right here so I can show you what it looks like. This is Jasmine. This has been sitting for a couple months. Let's see if I can find a good one. And this is basically the soap. As you can see, I had to crush it down into the bin. I actually cut it up and put it in a place for it so it can get even more solid than it was. This soap is a soap. It's ready to go. I could use it in my house. My husband and I, we absolutely love Jasmine, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to use this soap for ourselves. We're not going to sell this one. It's not, I can't sell it. It's just not a good enough soap, but that's okay. We figured out why this soap failed. This one's failed, one, because I temped it at a really high temperature. I used to temp at about 100, 140 or more and do a hot process. I stopped doing the hot process. My soaps kept failing on me, especially the oils that I was using. So I decided to go to a lower temperature, and I found out that they actually worked a lot better. So one, the soap failed because I was working at a high temperature, and two, it failed because of the oil itself. I don't know why, but Jasmine is one of those oils that will seize your soap faster, or what seizing means is it will accelerate the solidity or make this a faster solid. In other words, it will go to this hard bar fairly quickly. It will go from like liquid to solid like that. And that's what happened with this soap when I was working with it. It is videotaped on one of my previous videos, so please go watch that because it really shows you how it happened and how I actually was able to save half of the batter. I do have a soap. It works really well. I absolutely love it, but I can't sell it. So we're going to hold on to that one, and we're going to do Jasmine. This Jasmine happens to be from New Directions. I absolutely love that company, and if you ever, need good oils, essential oils or regular oils, New Directions is your wholesale company to go to. You do need to have a retail license, which I do have, and you do have to be set up as a business to work with them. And you do need to place a minimum order of $100. I absolutely love the company. Like I said, I've been with them for many, 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 many years, and I've been really happy with them. So Jasmine, we're going to retry that one today. I'm going to take this bucket of the soap that we made. There you go. There it is. I'll put it up for you so you can see. I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's the soap that failed. You can see what has happened. It has solidified into a pretty good soap itself, so I can use it myself. See, there's a corner that happened. It completely fell apart, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes soaps do that. That's why I like soaping at smaller. Put this over here. That is why I like using smaller batches to test, and that's what we've done here. I have a small batch of soap ready to go, so we're going to recreate that at a lower temperature and see if that actually works. And then if it does work, I'm going to turn around and do a large batch right away because I want to get that curing so I can get this soap back up and selling again. So there you go. That's what's on the menu today. I also wanted to show you some of the upcoming things that I have. We'll do that at the end. I am also finishing up my baby oil, or my baby soap, pardon me, that is coming out later on this year. Hopefully, I'm going to say probably the end of summer, ready for fall. Those soaps, the soap formula I've been struggling with, but I think I finally have it nailed down. So once I get that soap formula ready to go for you guys, I will let you know. I'm doing a baby hemp. I know in the past I said I wasn't going to, but I found that there's a safe ratio I can use, and that's what I'm going to do. So I will be doing a baby hemp soap, which I'm super excited to bring to you guys. I love hemp. I know it's pretty safe for all animals. I thought one of my cats wanted it, that's why I looked away. He must have run away. My Charlie Brown, he wants to come into the house. Usually is out at night and comes in the morning, and I haven't seen him this morning. So, you know, whenever he shows up, we'll let him in and we'll let him join the family today. So anyway, all right, well, let's get started. My lye and my oils and stuff are already prepped, ready to go. All I have to do is combine them, and then we're going to add the rest of my ingredients, and then we're going to pop them. My sample bars will go into this one, and then I have my big bar ready to go because I will be doing a big bar. We will be doing really pretty, this is called mica. This is called Sexy Pink Slippers mica powder. That's from Crafter's Choice. I absolutely love their micas. The best prices I've been able to find. They're beautiful. I don't know if you can see that in there, but that's really pretty. So that's what we're going to mix it with. I'm not going to do a solid jasmine color. I'm going to do a half and half. So probably half pink and half of the color that this actually comes out, which is a light, pretty green. And then I have some jasmine flowers we're going to throw onto it. And then I thought maybe I'd try on one of my sample bars a little bit of the candies and see how they work. These are rose gold candies, and they're really, really pretty, and I thought they would go along really well with what I'm doing. And then maybe a little bit of the Dead Sea minerals that I always add onto my soaps, because I like to have a scrubbing feature on my soap. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to prep this down. Let me turn this camera down so you guys can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Oh, perfect. All right, so we're going to prep our isopropyl alcohol piece. I'm going to cover this mic up just a little bit just to keep it from there. And I'm only going to do 2 bars. And I know this is really heavy, but I have not sterilized this one since I got it, and I want it to be really good and strong, sterilized today. So I'm going to actually physically wipe this down. This is pretty much how I prep my soaps bins. I like to spray this isopropyl alcohol in my silicone molds when I first get them. And this one I did not do because I just got this in a little while ago, and I just haven't had a chance to really work with it. So then I'm going to do the same thing on my other ones. That one's going to sit for a little while, so we'll just let that go. All right, let's set this aside and we'll let those 2 dry. Oops, before I knock everything over here. Be more careful, Callie. All right. Epic fail here. All right, so the soaps are ready to go. So let's get this soaping. I'm going to put my glasses on. You can't really see me put my glasses on, but I do have them on here. Let me duck down. Hello. Just to show you I got them. All right, and we're going to put our gloves on. You can't see below me, but I do have slippers, or actually I have some socks on today. Shoes, slippers. I like to wear them in the house when I'm soaping, but what you can't see is their slip-ons, so I usually slip them off and you just don't see it. Sometimes you might see me in the camera with my bare feet, because it gets really hot in my house right now. I'm soaping at about 76 degrees in my house, and but my I have slip-on slippers down below here. You just can't see them. All right, we're going to get rid of this spoon. When I put my spoons and stuff in the sink, I always temp them at cold water. That way it helps get rid of it. I'm going to grab another spatula here. We're going to pour this in. Notice I'm not really scraping the whole bowl. I have an ash ring in here, and I just want to get as much as the lye in this container as I want to, but I don't want to. There's a ash ring around it, and I don't really want to use it. All right, so I'm going to put that in there, get rid of that, put that cold water in this. I usually let my bowl sit for 24 hours with cold water in it. It just helps the process. And now we're going to burp my mixer. It's going to get loud here for a second. Here, I'll do this. I'll soap it on this. That'll help temp that down. Oops. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's a little weird. I don't want to mix this too much because I don't know if you can see this, but this went, I don't know why it did that. Take my glasses off so I could see I don't know if you could see that or not, but that's at a good consistency. It mixed itself really fast this time, and I'm not quite sure why. I did put this soap in the refrigerator for a few minutes just to kind of, so it could be because of the cold glass. That's okay. And scrape, scrape, scrape. Scrape all this good stuff out because we don't want any waste in our soaps. I don't like waste. I see people making their soaps and then taking all this really good soap and just throwing it away, and I'm like, no, don't do that. All right, got as much of that out as I could. All right, so I'm going to take this off now. I'm going to actually pop this in some water because I want it to soak for a few minutes, because we're going to reuse this right away. Stick that down in there. There's the consistency. It's a little thicker than it normally is. I'm not quite sure why it went thick like this. I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm just going to make my sample bars. Instead of trying to do two, I think I'll just do a really pretty light pink on this. I'm going to put my oil in this. Let's see what happens here. Oh, it smells fantastic though. Oh, it's not seizing up. I think we have success here. I don't know if you can see this or not. Move this out of the way. But this is a really good consistency. And it's not accelerating really fast. So, I'm thinking my original mistake. Look at that. It's actually working the way it's supposed to. Oh, I'm so happy. All right, so what I am going to do then, split some of this batter just a little bit because I just want a little bit of a trace of a color. Oops. Put it in there. Wipe that up. Clean up my mess here just a little bit. Put that aside. Now I'm going to do my coloring. I got this really handy dandy little tool. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's about all I need. I'm going to leave that aside. I'm going to leave it open only because I need to be able to use it. Where's my spoon? There it is. Mixed in with my tools. So I'll do a really pretty pink in this. Probably a little bit more than what I needed in here, but... All right, so with this soap, it looks like my issue was that I temped this way too high for the Jasmine, which is okay. It just means we won't be temping that at a really high temperature, which means I can do my big bar now, which I will show you that. Smells fantastic. All right, so the mic is in. Let's do this real quick. I'm going to pull this over, move all this stuff out of the way so we're not spilling anything. Clean my gloves off here real quick. All right, so I'm just going to pour this in. One. And I already did a yield on this, so I know I can get 2 bars out of this. And I'm not really too concerned about doing a whole lot of these are sample bars that I will give out to customers. They won't represent the exact bar that I do, but it's a good representation because I do try to do it exactly the way my big bars are. They're just mini bars. I actually worked on this on one of my last videos. You'll see the technique that I worked out that I really wanted to do. This one. as much of this out as I can. Every little bit counts for my customers. I like my customers to have all my batter. I don't want any of the batter myself. It's a little off, but that's okay. All right, so that's done. That one, since I cheated that bar out. All right, that is really working well. I'm very happy with that bar. Get this out of the way and soak in here. All right, so now we're just going to do some stripes in here with this one a little bit here. Fill it up. I'll do some swirls in here in a minute. Whoops. See if we can build this up a little more. I need more on this one. Looks like a lot of pink on the top, and it will be, but what I'll do here is to get my spatula out. This is going to heap up just a little bit, but I'm going to, as you can see, I have my mixer. Just lay that in there for now. Get the rest of this out. Really like the color. Jasmine, I found, comes in several different colors: yellow, pink, red, and I decided to do a pink stripe in this one. So, and as soon as this cools down just a little bit, because it's settling in really well, I will do a heaping of it. I don't think I can get any more out of there. Maybe another drop or two. This color is pretty. I like this this pink slipper. It's really pretty. Let that sit for a minute. I'm gonna rinse that out. I need to use it in a little while. Even though I have gloves on, I'm still gonna rinse my hands off. Okay. So let me turn this way. All I'm doing is pushing some of the coloring down into the bar itself. Oh, my Charlie wants in. Hold on a second. And then I'm going to heap this up. It's not quite ready to go. So I'm going to let that sit, let my cat in real quick, and then in a minute or two we'll... Come on, Charlie, go lay down. And we'll add our other stuff to it. Take my gloves off so it's easier to work. Okay, this now, what I will be doing is taking and, oops, see, it's too soft, I can't do it. I'll have to let this sit for a couple minutes and then go ahead and let this, if I put anything on it or in it, it's just going to collapse down, and that's exactly what I don't want to do. Those pretty colors are mixing just the way I want them. It's just not solid enough. I'll clean up my edges here in a minute. Alright, let's see if I can do this side. Kind of, sort of. It's starting to solidify up a little bit so I can get this bar to mix. As you can see, those pretty colors are finally coming together. And stripe down the middle. It's just too soft for me to mix it yet. What I do is I'm going to be making a mini bar that looks just like my big bar, And then I can slice the mini bars up and use them as my sample bars. And I can attach the sample bars to my business cards and hand those out to people in town, which is really fun to do. I used to do that with another company that I was with and made a lot of good money with that company, and I was really, really happy with what I did. I think what I'm going to do is let this sit for a minute or two and then come back to it, because it's just not ready to form the tops yet. It's almost there. It just wants to solidify down. It's not a bad thing. It's just not ready to build itself up yet. So it just wants to settle down. It's almost there. As you can see, it's getting there. All right, I'm going to pause this for a few minutes and then I will be back for a commercial. So just enjoy the commercial. Thanks, you guys. All right, you guys, welcome back. It only took a minute or two for it to settle down. I went and got my coffee and took a couple sips of it. And now, as you can see, it's really starting to come together. This soap is so pretty. I'm really happy with it. I wish you could be in my kitchen right now. It smells so good in here. Oh my God, this soap is phenomenal. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm not going to play with this anymore. It looks like it's going to do what I want it to do. I'm just going to pile this side up. Like I said, these are my sample bars. They're not perfect. I like to make a sample bar for my customers. Some customers like to take them home and try the scents out and see how they feel about them before they buy them. And you know what? I'm out and about quite a bit sometimes, and I just like to walk up to people and just hand them a sampler, my business card, say, hey, here's my soaps. Would you like to try them? Whoops. Didn't want that to come up that far. And they love it. They absolutely love getting these little samples, and they try them out, and then they go to my website and they see if they want to purchase them, and they do. My customers love my samplers. So I encourage you to make these little bars and give the little sample bars away. It's, it doesn't cost too much to make them. There, as you can see, that's really pretty. Do a little stir on the top there. I'm gonna do a little thing. This soap, I'm so happy with this soap. It actually turned out better than I thought. I'm not gonna clean up the edges. They are my sample bars. I'm just gonna stick that in there here for a second. And I'm going to put, let's see, let's do some jasmine. I think I'm just gonna put some jasmine flowers on the top of this and leave the candies off. I actually love these little flowers. They're so pretty. And they would look so pretty on this. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, these look so pretty on here. That was a good decision. I like this better. Customers will love that big stem. Perfect, perfect. Little petals there. Let's do some more on this side. All right, so now that I know that this soap is going to work, it's not separated itself out. It's actually working really well. Really pretty, actually. I'm very, very, very happy with the way this turned out. Oh, I don't want that on there. Need little tweezers. I'll throw that in my bucket there. One on that side too. But so this one is going to definitely go into full production, and we're going to do that one next, actually. I'm going to check my temperature on my stuff, and if it's ready to go, we're going to put it in there. Oh, let's put something on the end there so it kind of looks pretty. There we go. One more. Because this one turned out so well, I'm going to do the same thing on my other one. All right, there you go, folks. There is our jasmine soap. I'm going to bring that up. Hope you can see that really well. That is so pretty. We'll let this sit for 24 hours, and then I will unpackage it, and I will show you what it looks like. Tamp those down in there, make sure they don't fall off. All right, there you go. There's our jasmine. I'm going to pause for a commercial break and then come back, and we are going to do our big soaps. So I will be back in a few minutes. Thanks, you guys. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have our big batters ready to go. I have my oils all mixed up, ready to go. They're temping at 80 degrees, which is close enough. I like to temp between 80 and 75, so we're good to go. This one's at, the lye is also at 75. So I'm going to pop this into the sink and get rid of it because we don't need it. Yeah, it's been about half an hour, 45 minutes to get these to cool down. I tempted everything at the same time, but the larger batches always take longer to go down, so we went ahead and did that. I'm going to put my safety goggles on that are completely dirty. Clean them out real quick. All right, putting my safety goggles on. I have everything ready to go. I've got my fragrance oils. I have my kale and clay, which we're going to put in. And then I also have my batters ready to go here. My mixer is cleaned and ready to go too. Take this out. All right, let's soap the big bar now. I'm going to pop that big thing in there. Try not to get that soda ash in my bowl. I guess it really doesn't matter if you have it in there or not. I just don't like to have it. Okay, we're going to mix that up. Go put this in cold water real quick. I like to get that in cold water right away. I'm going to grab another pair of gloves really quick. Actually, I don't really need them. Put my safety glasses down. There we go. That batter looks really good. Look at that. Pretty color. All right. Starting to saponify or solidify a little bit right now. That's good. Got a pair of gloves here and or my towels there ready to go. I'm going to burp. See the bubbles that came out of that? I don't know if you could see that or not because that's kind of on the low side. We're going to mix that really good. This is coming together really, really well. I'm very happy with it. Try not to mix on top. This is a bigger batter, so it takes a little bit longer to mix. But I think we got it. Not quite. Pull this up. No, just a little bit more. There we go. That's a good mix. I think we got a good mix on it. This is a little bit thicker batter, but that's okay. It's really nice and smooth. The oils are all mixed together, and that's what we want. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'll scoot this down a little bit so you can kind of see. It's a bigger bowl, a bigger batter. I'm happy with it. All right, let's disconnect this. Mix it one more time just to make sure. Yep, we're good. Except I want to add my kale and clay in here this time. We're just gonna gently mix this in. I like the kale and clay in my soaps. Oh my god, they feel so All right, I'm gonna unconnect that. Scrape this off, go to a hand mixer now. So I think we're pretty good. Get all that gooey good stuff off of there. Look at that nice, beautiful soap. It is ready to go. I am very happy with the soap. It temped perfectly. It mixed perfectly. I haven't added my oil in yet, but I know it's going to be just fine because of the last little bit that we did. Put this down in some water. And I think we have a good soap. Oops, spilled in the front of me. All right. I have a little bit of kaolin clay that's kind of not mixed in, but sometimes that happens with this recipe. I usually like to have my recipe, mix it up just a little bit by hand. I like to sift my kaolin clay a little bit. This time I didn't do it, and it worked out just fine. All right, so now we're gonna add our fragrance oil. There's one. There's my little spatula out. I could just use this one. Get all that stuff out of there. Yum. Get those drops. Okay, there's one. I had to split this down into 2 little beakers there. I normally don't do that, but I did this time. I put a little bit more flavor in this one, or scent. I actually love jasmine, and so I decided that I wanted to put a little bit more jasmine in this one. And here again, my batter is perfect. I'm going to raise this up just a little bit so you guys can see. There. My batter is perfect. Oh my goodness, it smells so good in my kitchen right now. It smells like jasmine. My husband's going to come home this afternoon and go, "What did you cook today?" And I was like, "Well, I made jasmine." And he's going to go nuts because he loves jasmine just like I do. So we're super excited about that. All right, so this mixed up really, really well. Very, very happy with it. I'm actually going to thicken this up just slightly. And the reason for that is, oops, well, maybe I won't just mix it up. I was gonna mix it up, but my mixer is dirty now, so we're just gonna let that go. I'm gonna pop that in there. Get rid of that tissue. And now I'm gonna split this batter up in 2. I'm not gonna put all of it in, but I kind of want half and half in this. And that is because I want to add the pink coloring to it. What I'm going to do now is I've already spritzed this down. Oops, I got in there. Not sure what that is. Let me pull that out. I already spritzed this down with alcohol, 99% isopropyl alcohol. I did that because I wanted to make sure that it was nice and clean and sterile. Oh, look at that beautiful color. Scrapey, scrapey, scrape all this out now. Whoops! Epic failure. Spilled it all over my counter. That happens. We'll get it all cleaned up. My nice new snow. This is a brand new mold I got. Whoops! My goodness. It's gonna be one of those days, I can tell. But it's gonna be okay. We're gonna have a good soap here. This is already a really good soap. I'm very, very happy with it. Try and get the rest of this out. Reason I've spoken about this in my other videos, but the reason why I try to clean this out as much as possible, it just makes it easier for it to clean, and it just gives more product to the customer. So that's all good. All right. And as you can see, that bowl is pretty much clean, and that's what I want. I'm not gonna, just gonna soak that down a little bit. Clean up the mess that I made. That happens. All right, get this bowl out of my way. We will clean that up in a minute. And I do like to clean as I go, and since I made this huge mess on the counter here, I'm gonna clean it up really fast. Oh, that soap actually looks really good. It's Not doing anything weird. I'm watching for separation. It's not. All right, so now we're going to add our clay. Or not our clay, but our colorant. I want this one to be a really pretty pink. A little bit more. What I love about the micas is you can add as little or as much as you want to. There's no rhyme or reason. I want this to go a little bit darker. What I like about these two is when you put them in the soaps, they have a tendency to go a little bit darker than what you normally want. So if you want to have a light color in there, then definitely go light, because they will eventually go a little darker. This has got some stuff on the bottom, so I'm going to mix it up this way. And I'll show you how we put this color in. I am so happy with the soap. Wow, that didn't take long at all. Mix this in really, really well. And I happen to love these micas. Wow, they work so, so well. And this is solidifying up perfectly. All right. So let's do the coloring in this. We're just going to go boop, across the top. And then I'm going to swirl it down, because I want to get this pink down in here. And all I'm doing is running this back and forth just to kind of lifting up to get the color down in. Pour some more on the top. Solidified a little bit more. That's okay. I'm just trying to get the color down inside so it looks really pretty. Ooh, that's going to look really nice. All right, so now let's just pour the rest of this on the top. I think it'll look really pretty. I'll do a pudding right down the center there. It's doing exactly what it should do. Nose is itching. Allergy season this year has been really bad. I don't think I've ever had my nose itch this bad this year. Out of all the years that I've had allergies, I've never had it be this bad. And somebody else I was talking to was saying the same thing, that their allergies were really bad too. All right, scrape that off the bottom. Look at that. Look at that soap. Isn't that so pretty? I'm going to do something here with it in just a second. It is, the batter is working exactly the way I was expecting it to this time around. It is accelerating just at the right spot. I'm going to wipe my counter up because I spilled a little bit of it. Clean that up because I'm done with it. Put the lid on so we don't lose it. And I am going to use the jasmine flowers, and I am going to use my rock salt. So give me a second here. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to let that sit for a minute, because the longer I let that sit, the easier it'll be to mix it up. Grab my spoon that I'm going to use. And move this big thing out of the way. Get that soaking in some water. There's a little bit of a delay. I apologize. Oh, all right. That soap did exactly what I was hoping it would do. Now we're going to put the rock salt on the top. Let's get that out of the way here. Ooh. Whoops. That's what happens when you do stuff live. All right, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. There. So there's our soap. You can see how beautiful it is. It settled itself in really well. I'm going to see if I can, yep, it's ready to go. Perfect. So now I can pile this up just a little bit. I just want to do a really pretty topper on it. Look at that mixture. Oh my God, I'm so happy with this. I'm just going to lift this up and leave it. I was going to do a swirl down below, but I don't think I will. I think this is acting exactly the way I want it to. Pulling up a little bit more than I wanted to on the other side. Oh, look at this soap. I'm so happy with this. I now have a Jasmine soap that I can now sell. This is really pretty. I am very happy with it. Bring one up on this side. I'm not even going to mess with it. This turned out perfect. Yeah, I don't even want to mess with it anymore. It did exactly what I wanted it to do. Maybe a little on this side. Oh, I cannot wait to cut into the soap tomorrow. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to scrape all this off here very carefully. On one side and then the other. Clean up the edge just a little bit. Look at that soap. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. This did, oh man, this is going to be beautiful. I cannot wait to show this to you guys tomorrow. It takes about 24 hours for me to pull this out. I'm going to already show you the other soap that we did just a little bit ago, because it's so ready to go. It's not even funny. Let me grab a paper towel. I want to clean my edges off really fast. And then we'll put the topping on it. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Yeah, it's a little bit of a waste, but not much. And I want to clean these edges up because when I put this others down, I know I didn't tap my soap down this time, but I noticed that when it went into the container itself right away, it actually did what it was supposed to do. So I didn't do that. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put some rock salt on the top, down the center here. Look at that pretty soap. Oh my goodness. If you happen to be interested in this soap will be available around the end of June. It does take 30 days for my soaps to set. Oh my God, I am so happy with this. I'm not even going to put any more glitter on it. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to put a little bit of jasmine on there. Ooh, hands. Let's put a little bit of jasmine flowers on there, and we're going to really doll this up. Stick that down in there so they stay. That glitter and that glitz. I am so happy with the soap. It turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to turn out. I was really worried about that oil seizing up on me again. It did not this time, and that made me really, really happy. I'm just going to tap these in. I think we got it. There's our soap, everybody. Oops. That's okay. I think we got maybe one or two here. Maybe one on the side here. Put those in. Oh, look at that pretty soap. I'll just kind of sprinkle some more a little bit on the, kind of just give it a little bit more of a glam. All right, there you go. There is our Jasmine soap. Let me put it up to the camera really quick. My hands are all glittery now. Perfect. All right. There you go, folks. There is your glitter soap. Jasmine. We now have a new soap. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to break this open. Put my camera up. Angle it a little bit. There we go. There you have it. Our Jasmine soap worked. I now have a working bar. I cannot wait to get this released to you guys and start selling it. I know it's going to sell really well. Let me go grab my other two bars because they're almost ready to come out of the molds. I was really surprised when I checked on them just a little while ago that they were almost solid. So I could almost take them out of their molds. They're so ready to go. But this is the beginning process. Let me show you an accelerated process. Yeah, they're still really warm. This one does not have the glitter on it. These are my sample bars, but there you go. You can see how they're turning out. I am so excited. These are beautiful. And as you can see, they pull away from the molds really well, which means they're almost ready to come out. I don't want to take them out yet. I can feel underneath here that they're a little bit on the soft side. So we want to let these sit. I almost wish I had added the glitter to those, because the glitter on this, you can't really see it in the camera, but in real life, they're beautiful. I cannot wait to sell these soaps. They're perfect. All right. So cover that up, put that aside. Here we go. Maybe I'll add a little bit of that on there. No, I don't want to mess with it. It's perfect. All right, so up and coming, I decided I was going to do Wild Berry Tulip. I already know this is going to work in my soap, so I'm not going to go ahead. I'm not going to do a sampler bar of this one. I'm just going to go ahead and do a straight bar because I want to get this one out. So this will be my next project. I don't know that I'll film it or not, but we might. Depends. And I'm going to use that purple mica with it because it's a perfect... Here, I'm going to move this out of the way because I don't want to spill this on there on accident. I'm going to move this over to my side here. I've got a little marble plate that I set it on. It helps cool them down. Oh, I cannot... There it goes. So Wild Berry Tulip, I'll probably do a solid one on this one. Cannot wait. There we go. Wild Berry Tulip on this one. Kind of a mystic purple, but I figured it was perfect. And then I have a Kai Berry. I'm going to do a blue with it. This one's also from New Directions, so I can't wait to use this one. Also, and then my next one will be his Urban Beat, also by New Directions. I'm going to do that one in a black and a teal for the guys. That is my next 3 bars I will be doing. Like I said, I don't know that I will... I'm not sure that I will film these, but I might. It just depends on how much time I have. I have a lot of projects I'm trying to do and get things done, and so I will do the best I can and try and do a video. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do all 3 and just have all my batters ready to go, and then we can just do them up, and maybe I'll do that. So there's a lot of options there. Anyway, Jasmine worked. I'm happy with it. It did accelerate a little bit faster, but because I temped it down to a colder temperature this time, it didn't seize up as bad. It actually worked. So Jasmine from New Directions, remember you want to temp that at a 75 to 80 degrees when you're doing your soaps. Do not go above that. Because the last one that I did, I temped it, I want to say my temperature was 110 when I did it, and that's when it seized up. So Jasmine from New Directions has to be temped at a lower temperature. Do it at 75 to 80 degrees and it works perfectly. Now, if you noticed, that bar started to solidify fairly quickly. So you do have a short window to work, but not as bad as I had. I literally put the oil in the last time and it just went, and I couldn't do anything. It was completely gone right away. I did try to put the purple that I was mixing with that into the microwave and tried to kind of warm it back up again. It only seized worse when I did that, and that batter I had to completely toss away and throw away. So there you go. Lesson learned. We now have fixed the issue that we had with our Jasmine. I'm going to now know how to temp that perfectly and now how to make that soap perfectly, and I'm so excited to get those out. And Jasmine will be one of those soaps that will be a regular soap in my shop. Now that I have that worked out, and I'm so excited about it. I can't tell you how much that's meant to me to have that actually work. I love Jasmine. I know a lot of people do. I have another one that's called a Midnight Jasmine. It's a little different scent than Jasmine, but I'm going to try that one too. I'm suspecting because it's Jasmine directly that it might do the same thing as I did before, so I'm going to temp it low also. I have just made a decision that none of my oils should be temped above 80 degrees. All of my soaps should be worked at between 75 and 80 degrees. I know it takes a couple more hours for it to work. However, I'm finding that they actually do work at those temperatures. So if you're doing hot process soap, be careful with that. Some of these do seize up very badly. I'm sure there's probably a process that you could do to get that to not happen. But I've decided that after a couple of the fails that I have with my soaps this time around, that with the new oils that I'm doing, I'm going to definitely temp at a lower temperature, and the 75 to 80 degree range seems to work across the board with any of the oils companies that I've been using. That's a good thing, because now I know that the process that I'm doing works, and that will actually speed me up a little bit. It'll help me get more production done. And with as many oil scents that I have in the upcoming holiday seasons that I have, I want to start getting these made and up, because they do take 30 days to sit before I can list them and actually sell them, because we want to have a very solid bar before I actually put them in the mail and send them to the customers. I would hate to put a bar in there thinking it's hard enough and then have them come back to me and say, what'd you do with my bar? It's so soft it won't work. And that's because I didn't let it sit for 30 days. So letting my soap sit for 30 days actually does work. I'm very happy with the soap that I just made. I'm going to take that bucket of the soap, because it's been over 30 days. So I can take those soaps out, and my husband and I can now use them in our home, which we're really excited about because we love Jasmine. And so now I can put these bars together and start selling them. I'm excited. I'm very thrilled with what I have, and this will be a regular item in my store. I've already made that decision because it works so well. And some of these will be limited edition. Some of them will be regular. It just depends on whether or not I can get the oils on a regular basis or not. At least I'll carry them until they stop selling, and then maybe I'll discontinue them. As I've spoken before in my videos, I don't like to discontinue. I don't like to discontinue scents unless there really is a scent that's just not selling at all. I've had, in a previous business, I had a product that I was selling on a regular basis, and then it quit selling altogether for some reason. I don't know why. And then but I didn't take it out of my store. I left it in my store. And about 3 to 4 months later, it started picking back up again, and it started selling again. So retail, there is a cyclical cycle that happens, and I know what that cycle is. It doesn't matter what the product is. It cycles itself. Clearly, your summer scents are going to sell better in your summer. Your winter scents, like the Christmas and holidays, they're going to sell pretty much anywhere from the beginning of September until the end of, well, actually the end of February, because I found scents, and I buy them. I buy my scents year round. It doesn't matter. So, you know, I may keep them in the store year round, and then you can purchase them at any time. I haven't decided. We'll just see what happens. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm also excited. As you can see, I have a lot of projects going on, and we're trying to get as many soaps done so I can get my website up. I'm hoping it's going to be up in the next month. I know I'm right now currently selling on eBay, and I'm almost done with the Facebook page. The Facebook page itself is done. I just have to now try and get the selling features set up on it, and that's just going to take me some more time. I'm limited right now on the time that I have, so I will try and do that. I'm going to try and do another video either later on this afternoon or tomorrow, and probably do the wild berry, because I really want to get this one going. I know that this one is going to be one that's going to sell really well. I'm flabbergasted over the scent of it, and I'd love to do another video of it. I'll probably not do a double color on it. I'll probably just do a solid, but we'll see what happens. With me, who knows? I might just get into it and say, done, let's just do it and get it over with. So, you know, anyway, thanks you guys for joining me. Have a great day. And again, I wish you all the best. Take care. And I will see you again.